Hello, let's get started. If this is your first time here, welcome. This channel is called Nobody Told Me, and we're here on this journey together. Each episode, we look at one thing nobody warned us about on the path back to yourself. You can start anywhere, but if you want to go back to the beginning, episode 1 is waiting for you. Okay, so let's get into it. Nobody told me I was asleep, and I definitely didn't know I was numb. Because when you're in it, when the dullness is just the air you breathe, it doesn't feel like anything is wrong. It just feels like life. My days moved. I showed up. I went through the motions. I cared about the people around me. I knew I did. But there was nothing deeper than that. No real feelings underneath it. Everything was sort of surface level. The friends, the relationships, even the things I was supposed to want. There was no spark, no fire, nothing pulling me toward anything. I didn't have any hobbies. I didn't have interests. I couldn't tell you what I liked doing when nobody was watching and nothing was expected of me. I genuinely didn't know. Everything felt dull. And I thought, this just must be how it is. Everyone probably feels this way. This is just what being an adult feels like. Except, every now and then, faintly, like a dream you can't quite hold on to, I would remember a feeling. I was maybe 4 or 5 years old. And I remember waking up and the day just felt full of possibility before anything had even happened yet, before anyone had said anything, before the world had a chance to weigh in. I was just already excited, already grateful just to be here. And then I'd come back to the present and think, why can't I feel that way anymore? Where did that feeling go? I can point to exactly how it started. I remember being that little girl, so excited for family Thanksgiving, that kind of full body excitement that children feel before the world teaches them not to. And my dad would meet it with dread. Not cruelty, just dread. That's what the holiday meant to him. And over time, without anyone saying a word, I learned to feel that way too. That's how emotional conditioning works. You don't just inherit beliefs about what to think, you inherit beliefs about what to feel. The adults around you model an emotional frequency, and you attune to it automatically, because that's what children do. They match the room. And if the room is mostly dread, heaviness, apathy, that becomes your baseline. That becomes normal. That becomes what feelings are supposed to feel like. And here's where it gets important to understand. That feeling doesn't happen consciously. You don't decide to stop feeling. The subconscious makes that decision for you, quietly, automatically, in the background. Based on the patterns it keeps witnessing, it's protecting you. But the protection becomes a prison. Because every time something good came, something negative would follow to replace it. Joy would surface, and then something would knock it back down. And the nervous system is incredibly intelligent. It learns fast. If good feelings always get interrupted, if hope always gets disappointed, if excitement always leads to letdown, eventually you stop reaching for them. You learn to feel suffering more than anything else because that's all you've ever felt growing up. That became familiar, that became safe, and that became home. And numb, that flat, dull surface level of existence, that was just the space between one painful feeling and the next. It felt like relief, like finally being left alone. But it wasn't living. Being asleep isn't something that happens to you overnight. It's what numbness looks like from the outside. And numbness is what happens when you've been suppressing your feelings for so long that you forget you were ever doing it. We are meant to feel all of it. That's not a weakness. That's the whole point of being here. That memory of the little girl never fully left me. And I think that's what kept me from completely surrendering to this idea that this was all there was. Somewhere in me, I knew I had felt something once, that the capacity was still in there. It was just buried. The awakening didn't happen all at once. It came through shadow work, through sitting with the thoughts I had been avoiding, through starting to question the beliefs that I had been running quietly in the background my whole life. And as those thoughts began to loosen, as old stories started to lose their grip, something else began to surface. That feeling, the one from when I was 4 or 5, it came back. And the strangest part, it wasn't dramatic. I kept waiting for some big moment, some sign that I had arrived somewhere, but it was just ordinary moments that started feeling extraordinary. A cup of coffee that actually tasted good, music that moved something in me, waking up without the weight being the first thing I felt. Small things, but they felt enormous after years of feeling nothing. That's how the thaw happens. Not all at once, just gradually. The feeling starts coming back, like circulation returning to something that had gone numb for too long. It was all mental, every bit of it. The numb wasn't about my circumstances. It wasn't about what I had or didn't have. It was entirely about what I was carrying in my mind. And when I started putting that down, the feeling came back on its own because it was never gone. It was just waiting underneath everything I had learned to feel instead. So if you're in that dullness right now, if you can't remember the last time you felt genuinely excited about anything, if you don't know what you like or who you are underneath it all, that's not life. We are meant to feel. And the fact that you've forgotten what that feels like doesn't mean the capacity is gone. It means something covered it up. And that something can be uncovered. Nobody told me I was asleep, and now I'm telling you. And hey, don't go anywhere. This journey is just getting started. What's on the other side of all of this is something I couldn't have put into words back then. But I'm living it now, and it's available to you too. You've been listening to Nobody Told Me. If you made it to the end, I see you. Like, subscribe, and I'll be back with more.